Watch closely the next time a father gets down on the living room floor to play with his infant. You will notice an immediate, drastic shift in the room. The baby's facial expression transforms instantly. Their tiny body tenses and releases in a completely unique rhythm. Inside their mind, a specific neurological pathway triggers, one that remains completely dark during any other daily activity. Yet, if you ask most fathers, they have absolutely no idea about the profound structural shifts they are causing inside their baby's brain. The truth is, the raw science of paternal play is currently one of the most explosive, least discussed territories in modern infant development. And once you uncover what is actually happening at a cellular level, you will never look at father-baby roughhousing the same way again. Welcome to Baby's First Brain, where we bypass generic parenting cliches to explore the rigorous, hidden science of what your child is truly experiencing. Whether you're a dad who loves to goof around or a mom who carefully watches from the couch, this deep dive is designed for you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's dive straight in. Point 1. The biology of activation. The first crucial truth to accept is that a father's style of play is biologically distinct from a mother's care. This isn't a cultural stereotype, nor is it an outdated social generalization. This is a cold, hard biological fact verified across dozens of peer-reviewed neurological studies spanning different countries, cultures, and economic background lines. When researchers isolate and track parents playing with their newborns, a distinct pattern emerges. Fathers naturally default to what child psychologists call activation play. It is inherently physical, highly unpredictable, filled with rapid sensory shifts and centered around gentle rough-and-tumble movements, surprise elements, and minor physical challenges. Mothers, by contrast, instinctively prioritize verbal synchronization, rhythmic face-to-face mirroring, and deeply soothing interactions. Both approaches are fundamentally necessary, but they serve two entirely different neurological demands within the child's rapidly growing nervous system. In fact, clinical trials show that even when fathers are explicitly instructed to sit quietly and mimic maternal soothing patterns, their bodies naturally drift back into activation play within minutes. This biological pull isn't learned from society. It is an evolutionary drive embedded into the father-infant relationship itself. The play isn't taught to fathers, it bursts out of them, and the infant's nervous system is hardwired to receive it. Point 2. Driving the neural edge. This brings us to our second point, what this specific interaction unlocks inside the infant's brain. When a dad initiates high-energy play, whether that's lifting the baby safely into the air, making sudden funny noises, or introducing brief moments of physical uncertainty before resolving them with a secure hug, he is activating a complex neural network. The baby's internal arousal system spikes, their sensory attention sharpens instantly, and their prefrontal cortex engages. Specifically, it activates the brain circuits responsible for managing the fragile boundary between pure excitement and emotional overwhelm. Brain mapping scans show that during these intense father-led interactions, the baby's brain structure lights up in a configuration that cannot be replicated by anything else. The neural bridge connecting the emotional center to the regulatory network fires with maximum intensity. This precise experience of thrilling, unpredictable yet completely safe stimulation cannot be simulated by toys, automated swings, or glowing media screens. It requires the live, physical feedback loop of a father. Point 3. The geometry of the smile. The third indicator is visible right on your baby's face, and you have almost certainly witnessed it. There is a very specific facial geometry that surfaces exclusively during active father play. The eyes widen significantly more. The smile carries an electric, high-frequency intensity, and their gaze displays a level of hyperfocus completely different from their calm baseline. Developmental psychologists have measured these facial expressions frame by frame, documenting a rapid oscillation between high tension and pure delight. This is the facial signature of positive challenge. It is the precise human expression of encountering something complex, surprising, or mildly startling, and finding it exhilarating because of that very uncertainty. Your baby isn't just content, they are completely activated. They are standing right on the edge of what their emotional tolerance can process. They recognize the risk, and their brain absolutely thrives on it. And this precise neurological threshold is something only a father's natural playstyle can consistently unlock. Point 4. Engineering neurological courage. Stay with me because this fourth point explains why this chaotic play is a mandatory building block for human psychology, and it's a piece of science most dads are never told. We are talking about the construction of neurological courage. This isn't about adult bravery or moral choices. It is the physical capacity of a human nervous system to confront an unknown, unpredictable, or challenging environment without entering a state of paralyzed panic. This lifetime psychological anchor is wired during the critical first 24 months of life through repeated physical feedback. When a dad swings a baby or introduces a sudden playful plot twist that ends in shared laughter, the infant's nervous system receives a foundational lesson. It learns that a sudden change in gravity or an unexpected sound does not mean danger. It learns that stepping outside its comfort zone is entirely survivable. Every single session of active play is a masterclass teaching the brain that challenge is safe. Longitudinal studies prove that the volume of active father play a baby receives in the first 2 years directly predicts their approach behavior toward novelty at ages 3 and 4. These children don't retreat from new classrooms, unfamiliar peers, or strange challenges. They move toward them with confidence. Dad's play is literally dictating their relationship with the unknown world. Point 5. The magic of playful repair. Number 5 explores what happens when the play accidentally goes a step too far. Every father on earth has experienced this. The baby is laughing hysterically, completely engaged, and then suddenly, in a split second, crosses the line into sensory overwhelm and begins to cry. The sudden transition into tears feels like a failure to most dads, but developmental data reveals the exact opposite. The moment of overshooting the limit followed by immediate paternal comfort and soothing is actually the most potent emotional regulation tool available. The baby's brain learns a critical loop. My emotions can redline. The excitement can become terrifying, but my protector is right here to regulate my heartbeat and bring me back down safely. The recovery rewires the brain just as much as the fun. The repair builds the psychological foundation. A father who remains completely grounded when the laughter turns to tears, transitioning smoothly from high-energy play to deep emotional soothing, provides the child with an unparalleled lesson in emotional resilience. Point 6. Calibrating the predictive mind. Point 6 reveals how safe surprises reshape your baby's predictive intelligence. Modern neuroscience views the infant brain as a prediction machine, constantly trying to forecast what will happen next based on past data. Brain imaging during father play highlights a remarkable phenomenon. When a dad builds anticipation before a playful surprise, the baby's predictive circuits fire rapidly. They are actively generating a mental hypothesis. When the safe surprise arrives, especially when it slightly violates their prediction but ends in safety and joy, their cognitive framework receives crucial upgrade data. The brain learns to calibrate itself. It records the fact that the world can be highly unpredictable without being dangerous. This is the literal foundation of what scientists call epistemic cognition, the lifelong ability to reason through ambiguity and think critically under pressure. By repeating the same silly game 15 times in a row, you aren't just killing time. Each repetition reinforces that specific pathway, teaching their nervous system how to manage positive anticipation and look forward to the future with absolute trust. Point 7. You are irreplaceable. This brings us to the core message of this entire video, the 7th point, and the one truth I need every single father to lock into his mind. When you are rolling around on the floor with your child, you are not just entertaining them. You are completely irreplaceable. You are not a secondary assistant or a backup entertainer for the mother. The activation, the calibrated stress, the secure boundaries, and the safe unpredictability you provide are unique biological requirements that no other relationship can substitute. When we analyze children who grew up with consistent paternal activation play against those who did not, the developmental gaps are stark. By age 3, children with active dads display superior emotional control. By age 4, they show a massive willingness to tackle new challenges. By age 5, their frustration tolerance is significantly higher, leading to healthier peer relationships throughout early childhood. The moments that feel like absolute nonsense, the ridiculous voices, the repeated goofy movements, are the exact moments building these massive psychological structures. If this realization is shifting your perspective, take a brief second to hit the like button and leave a comment below. Dads, what is your baby's favorite game to play? I read every single response. Point 8. The frequency of paternal laughter. Number 8 focuses on the sound of your baby's laughter, because a baby's laughter during active father play is neurologically unique. Acoustic and physiological monitoring of infant laughter reveals that the baby's heart rate climbs higher, their vocal resonance changes, and the laughing episodes last significantly longer. The infant isn't merely amused by a funny sight, they are experiencing a state of peak positive arousal that remains safely regulated as pure joy rather than panic. Neuroscientists refer to this state as joyful challenge, and it triggers some of the most powerful neural reinforcement rewards the infant brain can produce. The brain floods itself with biochemical markers that say, "This is spectacular, remember this." This experience encodes some of the most positively balanced memories into their developing nervous system, permanently associating the father with absolute safety, intense joy, and the vibrant feeling of being fully alive. Point 9. The two-way biological highway. Point 9 reminds us that this biological transformation is a two-way highway. The father's brain is changing just as fast as the baby's. Endocrine research monitoring paternal hormones during and after physical play shows an immediate massive spike in oxytocin, the primary human bonding hormone. Interestingly, this oxytocin surge is significantly higher during physical activation play than during quiet caregiving tasks like feeding or diaper changes. High-energy play is the specific biological mechanism designed to lock a father's attachment into place. You aren't just investing your energy into building a child's brain. The interaction is physically remodeling your own neural architecture, lowering your baseline stress, increasing your patience, and anchoring a deep, unshakable emotional bond that will define the rest of your adult life. The play is the investment, and the return is an unbreakable relationship. Point 10. The ultimate directive. And finally, the 10th point, which is the simplest yet most urgent directive on this list. Get on the floor. Do not wait for a convenient weekend, do not wait until your inbox is empty, and do not wait until you have more energy. Drop what you are doing and get on the living room floor right now, because your child's nervous system is waiting for an input that literally no one else on this planet can provide. Your specific evolutionary style of active, surprising, and challenging play is a biological necessity. It is the architect of their bravery, the regulator of their emotions, the anchor of their joy, and their map for an unpredictable world. Be ridiculous, be loud, make the strange sounds, swing them safely, and repeat that exact same silly game for the 16th time. Every single one of those ordinary seconds is leaving a permanent, magnificent mark on their mind. You aren't just playing a game, you are crafting a human being, one laugh at a time. Welcome to Baby's First Brain. Your child is waiting, they are reaching, and the second you drop to their level, they will show you exactly what they have been waiting for. We'll see you in the next video.